What is happening, YouTube? ExpressoShucko here, and today I've got a bit of a treat for you, and that is Iron Crown is hitting the ranked ladder. I want to try this thing out, so we're going to run Terra Dark on here to have some fun with Terra Dark, Terra Blast, if we need it, and we have a booster energy here to ensure we have speed, because I'm actually running Koraidon and Lunala on this team instead of Miraidon, so it's kind of nice to be able to have access to my Quark drive, but this Iron Crown is originally meant to be a Spexed Iron Crown, and I'm probably going to try it out with Miraidon in the future. But we got Tachyon Cutter, Expanding Force, Terra Blast, and Volt Switch, and when I eventually do test it out as the choice specs, I'm going to switch Expanding Force out for Psyshock, but you never know. We might get some dual terrain. But that's not the point right now. The point is we are going to test out this Iron Crown and see what we can do with it. We have Ursaluna here for a Trick Room if we get it up with Lunala. Ursaluna is going to be a fun mon because, you know, as soon as this thing gets a Guts boost, it's going to have a good time. We got Facade, Headlong Rush, and Earthquake as our damaging moves alongside Protect. We have Brute Bonnet here with Terra Fire to make sure it can't get burned. We also have a Covert Cloak to protect us from Fake Out. And then we have Seed Bomb for some grass type damage. We have Sucker Punch for a little bit of priority. And then we have Rage Powder and Spore. And the nice thing about Brute Bonnet is it's basically an Amoonguss that can do some pretty decent physical damage at the end of the day. So I'm excited to try it out. We got Indeedee here with Psychic Terrain. And then this way too, Indeedee can enable Iron Crown's Psychic boosted Expanding Force and just do a lot of damage with that, which honestly, it's going to be a good time. We also have Helping Hand and Follow Me on Indeedee as well. It has Trick Room, and then this way too, that takes a little bit of pressure off Lunala from making sure that it doesn't have to be the sole Trick Room setter. Speaking of Lunala, we got Terra Fairy here with Safety Goggles, and this will protect us from opposing Brute Bonnet and Amoonguss if Trick Room goes up, and I don't want to take a Spore, so we do have that. We have Moonblast for, you know, just overall great coverage into Miraidon and Koraidon. And if we go Terra Fairy, well, chances are we will be. We'll be getting Stab on this as well. And then we have Moongeist Beam and Wide Guard to round out the moveset, since I already did mention Trick Room. We got Wide Guard to protect us from spread moves. We got Moongeist Beam for some big damage into opposing Lunala. So overall, I think that's going to be awesome. And then we have Life Orb, Koraidon with Terrifier. Basically, this thing is just a wrecking ball, and I'm more than A-okay with that. So yeah, we have Koraidon here to do massive damage with Collision Course and Flare Blitz, and then we also have Flame Charge to boost up our speed if we decide we want to go for the fast mode instead of the Trick Room. So that is the team in a nutshell. Let's jump right on in to some battles. Okay, we've got Ice Rider with Smeargle, Farigiraf, Mousehold, Kyogre, and Volcarona. Alright, so not gonna lie, Iron Crown looks awesome. Iron Crown looks good. Brute Bonnet looks pretty good as well. Koraidon might be a little bit okay as well. Yeah, Koraidon might be great. Because really, if I get Brute Bonnet in alongside Koraidon, like, we might be alright here, and I think Lunala looks great. Yeah, I don't think we necessarily need the Indeedee right here, which will be a little bit disappointing for a lack of Expanding Force, but I think we're okay. I think we're okay with the Iron Crown. Like, we do have the Volt Switch to hit the Kyogre for super effective damage if it doesn't Terastallize. We got the Tachyon Cutter, which if Smeargle or Mousehold are Focus Sashed, like, getting the double hit into them could be okay, especially into Smeargle, where Smeargle's defenses are essentially the equivalent to a wet noodle. So yeah, like, Tachyon Cutter and Volt Switch should be okay on Iron Crown. Even a single target Expanding Force should still do some respectable damage. And having Koraidon could be alright too. Like, Koraidon being able to potentially get the sun up could be nice. Like, I mean, even Volt Switching off a Kyogre and getting the sun in to weaken Water Spout, like, that should be okay. It's going to be Calyrex and Smeargle, so you know what? Maybe Decorate, which I don't love. But I could potentially just go for a Tachyon Cutter into Smeargle and potentially Spore. Yeah, like, I think I might be alright. So I think I'll Tachyon Cutter into Smeargle. I think I'm going to try to Spore the Calyrex and then just see how we fall with Brute Bonnet. And if we do get the Calyrex spored, like, that's great. If they're Terra Grass, I like to see that, and then that way too, I can potentially get Koraidon in, go for Flare Blitz. We're seeing Terra immediately, which is great. We're going to find out if this is a Terra Grass Calyrex, which it is, so you know what? Fine. Fine. If they go Decorate, like, I might be able to pick up the Smeargle with the Tachyon Cutter. No, I'm not going to be able to pick up the Smeargle there. That's not good, but it's not terrible. And they're actually going to Spore the Iron Crown instead, so you know what? Okay. It's not ideal, but maybe what I can do here is I can potentially get Brute Bonnet to deal with the Smeargle. Potentially. Even if I want the Rage Powder with Brute Bonnet, that could be okay. And then that way, if they wanted to Decorate, like, Brute Bonnet would pull that away. Yeah, this is going to be our guaranteed sleep turn, but you know what? I'm just going to try to pull away a Decorate off a Smeargle. And then that way, too. If Brute Bonnet takes it, great. Iron Crown is asleep, unfortunately, but like Glacial Lance won't take it out. And there is the Decorate, so I don't have to worry about the Calyrex going for that. And, you know, they would be doing me a huge favor if they set up Trick Room this turn. No, they went for Glacial Lance, which is fine. They will go up to +1, but I mean, that's fine. I can get rid of Smeargle, potentially. And honestly, if Iron Crown wakes up and Iron Crown knocks out Smeargle, Koraidon's Flare Blitz will be massive into that Calyrex. And if they switch in Kyogre, I mean, they switch in Kyogre. So, yeah, I don't dislike this one bit. I'm going to try to get the Tachyon Cutter. I'm going to go for the Flare Blitz into the Calyrex. And this way, too, if I wake up and I knock out Smeargle, great. Calyrex should, or not Calyrex, sorry, Iron Crown should still be faster than Koraidon with the booster energy. So in theory, this should be a good 1-2 punch. Yeah, we wake up, great. So no potential Decorate for you, which I definitely don't want. And I did not want to Spore into my Koraidon either, so we'll be able to go for that Sun-boosted Flare Blitz. And this should pull things back into our favor. Yeah, so we're just going to straight up one-shot the Terra Grass Calyrex, which that's the nice thing here too, is now we could potentially switch Koraidon out and Volt Switch off of the Iron Crown. And we did see Kyogre, so I mean, Kyogre could potentially come in here, override my Sun, which, I mean, I could just fix by going for the Volt Switch. So we're going to see Farigiraf come in here. And let's see, right here, it is indeed the Kyogre. So I like the Volt Switch idea to go into the Kyogre. And I'll bring in the Lunala. I'll bring in the Lunala, and then this way too, Shadow Shield should help take this hit a lot better. And getting Volt Switch off in the Kyogre and the Sun weakening it, I mean, that should be okay. Iron Crown is naturally faster speed-wise than Kyogre, so, I mean, I'm not too worried about losing my Torque Drive by pivoting out with the Volt Switch. We also take half of that Kyogre's HP. Yeah, it's a critical hit, so yeah, that explains why. But, you know what, getting Koraidon in, getting the Sun back up, great. Now, I don't like switching in a Fire type onto this, but I mean, there's worse things that I could have done. Like just try to do some damage. But yeah, half-powered Water Spout. Yeah, Koraidon takes that actually really well. It is a foul play into Koraidon, which, I mean, I'm going to live with 1 HP. So, you know what? Great. I'm going to Flare Blitz, and I'm going to Moongeist Beam. Oh, interesting. Kyogre's actually faster than Koraidon, so I'm going to lose Koraidon, but I mean, Lunala's alright. Iron Crown can come in here and do some big damage. We did see foul play off the Farigiraf, which is a little bit concerning for my Lunala, but I mean, we'll get some big damage right there. Kyogre's got like 1 HP, and that's great. Oh, we get to keep Lunala. That's awesome, actually. Alright, so Iron Crown can come in here, and honestly, I feel like that's scarfed for it to be able to live with that. Yeah, I don't really have a good means of hitting that Farigiraf, though. That's the only problem. That said, I'm just going to Moonblast into the Farigiraf. Yeah, that's okay damage at this point. We'll just go for the Tachyon Cutter, knock out Kyogre, and then this way too, now Iron Crown and Lunala can just take on that Farigiraf. So yeah, the Smeargle definitely had some scary potential with that Decorate, but we got rid of it. Iron Crown gets to live. That was a critical hit, which is a little bit concerning. Foul Play can knock out either of these Pokemon at this point, but honestly, so long as we just go for that Moonblast and the Tachyon Cutter, we should be okay. Yeah. Yeah, because Moonblast should put this within KO range. Actually, it's just going to be a straight-up KO. So, that was a little bit more down to the wire than I would have loved it to be, but I mean, we pulled it back. We woke up after the Spore of the Smeargle. We finished that off, and then Koraidon was able to just straight-up knock out Calyrex, so we were able to derail the Decorate. And then getting all that damage off into the Kyogre was definitely great. Now, the Foul Play, that was definitely a bit concerning. Maybe what I probably should have did was, I wasn't expecting it to be Scarf Kyogre for some reason. Like, I maybe should have went for the Wide Guard just to try to get that Flare Blitz off into the Farigiraf. And then that way, like, I could have just dealt with Kyogre that way. But, yeah. Anyways, we made out just fine at the end. Good game to my opinion. Okay, we've got Lunala and Miraidon alongside Ursaluna, Urshifu, Grimmsnarl, and Incineroar. Alright, so screens are definitely not going to help, but a little bit of Spore might. I don't know. Honestly, Brute Bonnet doesn't look like it's in the best position here because of the Miraidon, but I mean, Iron Crown and Indeedee might be okay. Iron Crown and Indeedee might be alright. I think we can go Koraidon. I think we can bring our own Lunala, and yeah, I think that might be alright. Getting Psychic Terrain up might be good. And then that way, too, I can get the Psychic damage off with the Expanding Force. And honestly, Terra Dark, Terra Blast might be nice for that Lunala. My opponent, if they're not expecting it, might not appreciate that. So getting a Dark-type Terra Blast off into Lunala might be good. Yeah. And if they have Terra Fairy Miraidon, I would love to hit that thing with Tachyon Cutter. So yeah. Iron Crown might be okay. Iron Crown might be fine. And Koraidon just trying to get some damage off with Flare Blitz might be alright as well. So we'll definitely see how this works out. So Miraidon, Grimmsnarl right out of the gate. Not something I definitely love, but I mean, that's fine. That is certainly fine. Miraidon getting Electric Terrain up for Iron Crown is okay. So I think what I might be able to do is I think I might actually be able to pivot in Indeedee and go for a I think I can go for a Flare Blitz into the Grim. I don't think I need to Terra right out of the gate. And plus, I think even if Miraidon wanted to, I think it could still knock out Koraidon with a Draco Meteor, even if I was Terra'd. So, if I can get this damage off into Grim and knock it out, perfect. And Iron Crown is a special attacker. Koraidon's a physical, so, I mean, they got a 50-50 shot between Reflect and Light Screen. So, I'll withdraw Iron Crown for now. And getting... even denying a potential Sucker Punch is good, too, for the Iron Crown. So, there is that. They went for Light Screen. Great. That is perfect, actually. They're going to Volt Switch off of Indeedee, which Indeedee should be okay to take now. And getting this Flare Blitz off into Grim is going to be nice. So, if Ursaluna comes in here, great. Yeah, if Ursaluna comes in here, great. I can potentially Collision Course it or Flare Blitz it. Lunala comes in. Alright, perfect, perfect. So, that is enough to knock out the Grimmsnarl. So, I think what I try to do is, I think I try to break that Shadow Shield with Koraidon. I think maybe a Terra Fire Flame Charge into Lunala might be okay. Maybe not because of the Electric Seed. Yeah. Okay. I'm gonna follow me. I am gonna Flame Charge into Lunala. And then this way too, if I can keep Koraidon around one turn and get a speed boost to make sure I'm faster than Miraidon, great. There's just another Volt Switch. So, I lose my Psychic Terrain, but I mean, I can get my own Miraidon, or not my own Miraidon, my own Lunala in. So, we do get to see Ursaluna come in. So there's the Flame Charge, which is not going to be helpful because there's the Trick Room. But I can bring in my Lunala. I could go Terra Fairy, although that does open me up to Ursaluna and whatever it wants to do. I could go Terra Fairy Moongeist Beam. I could just go Moongeist Beam into Lunala. Yeah, I could potentially do that. Let's see, how slow is my Lunala here? 104 speed. Yeah, okay, so not quite slow as possible, but fast enough, I guess. I'm gonna Moongeist Beam, and I'm just gonna try to hit the Ursaluna. They might just double into my Lunala. They might Earthquake too, and if they Earthquake, I mean, it's not great. I don't love Iron Crown trying to have to deal with these two together, but I mean, that might be okay. If they went for Lunala with theirs. Oh, I'm actually slower than them, so I'm gonna get this off. Nice! Okay, okay. Alright, there's still hope. Alright, kinda wish I had gone Collision Course now, but doesn't matter, we knock it out. Okay. So that was a lot of damage into Koraidon, but I mean, oh, no, Koraidon's gone. Whoopsie. But you know what? Miraidon can come in here. I have Iron Crown, who's also getting a Court Drive boost. I mean, I'm getting a Speed Court Drive boost, which is not doing me any favors, but I mean, this might be okay. I might be slower with Lunala than their Miraidon, because Miraidon is significantly faster. So I think with Stab, like, I think the neutral Moongeist Beam, or Moonblast should be okay here. And on the off chance they're Terra Fairy, I kind of want to attack Young Cutter, but I think it's in my best interest just to hit them with the single target Expanding Force. Yeah, maybe. If this is Terra Electric, I'm going to feel good about the Expanding Force. Yeah, okay. Yeah, okay. That's not too bad. Lunala's probably going down, though. Can I get a special attack drop? Nope. Nope. Okay. Electro Drift, that's gonna hurt. That's gonna hurt a lot. That's probably Assault Vested, too. Yeah. I don't think Moongeist Beam would have made that much of a difference with the extra base 5 power. Ooh, that's not a lot of damage. And let's see, there's 2 turns of Trick Room. How many turns of Electric Trainer left? 2 turns of that, too. Oof. I can't protect anyway, so yeah, you know what? Iron Crown is probably going down here, not gonna lie. This definitely makes me think it's Assault Vested. If I got to keep Koraidon around 1 extra turn, like, that might have been okay. Yeah, that's just a straight knockout from Miraidon. Yeah, it's her Electric Drift on Electric Train. Yeah, that definitely hurts. You know what, though? It boiled down to just Miraidon. I think that was not too bad. Probably a little bit more adjustments need to be made for this Iron Crown, but you know what? I didn't mind that. Like, we got rid of the Ursaluna. We were able to get rid of their Lunala. It was also fortunate that we were able to outspeed in the Trick Room and knock it out. Now, I think what probably would have saved me was if I went Collision Course into... Yeah, if I went Collision Course into the Ursaluna, but I was really worried we were going to see a Terra Ghost off that, or a Terra Fairy. But yeah, if we had knocked it out with Collision Course instead of Flare Blitz and we didn't go down to our own recoil, like, we would have had 3 different mons. We probably could have stalled out Trick Room a little bit easier, and then it might have been a better time. But honestly, that's how it goes sometimes. Good game to my opponent. Ooh, we got a Ray. Okay, we got Rayquaza, Koraidon, Fluttermane, Chen Pao. We already know what's going to happen there. Sword to Ruin, Extreme Speed, Whimsicott, and Ogerpon. Okay, okay. That is fascinating. I do like that. This might be a Brute Bonnet game. Finally. The Chen Pao I'm a little bit scared of, though. Not gonna lie. Brute Bonnet Koraidon might be okay. Brute Bonnet Indeedee might be alright, too. Like, I do like my Sucker Punch, though. Yeah, I do like Sucker Punch. You know what? We'll bring Crown and Indeedee. I think we're going to bring Brute Bonnet. And I think we're just going to bring Koraidon. I think Lunala is going to sit on the bench because there's way too many threats for it. And I kind of want to save my Terra for my Koraidon or my Brute Bonnet. But yeah, I like having the Psychic Terrain to nullify the priority. And I like being able to potentially Spore that Ray. Like, if I can Spore Ray, that could be big. So, let's see. Right here, we got Koraidon and Fluttermane. Alright, so you know what? I'm going to get a Photosynthesis boost. Or no, I let Iron Crown. Brute Bonnet's in the back. But you know what? I have Expanding Force. That's great. I do have Expanding Force. And Indeedee Follow Me could be nice. Even a Helping Hand boosted Expanding Force could be big into that Koraidon. The only problem is if they Icy Wind me. Yeah, that could be bad. But you know what? We're going to Expanding Force right here. And we are going to just Follow Me. And then this way too. If Koraidon attacks Indeedee and gets a little bit of chip off the Rocky Helmet, great. That should help Iron Crown in the long run. And if I get really lucky and it's close combat, like, oof, a defense drop. Yeah, like, if it's close combat Koraidon, like, that could be nice for the special defense and the defense drop. Interestingly enough, we're going to get Terra Fairy Fluttermane, so the Koraidon is just keeping its natural typing. I kind of want to try to get off a Tachyon Cutter into the Fluttermane and see where this thing falls. So we're going to get Expanding Force off right into Koraidon, which is just a guaranteed knockout right there, so that's great. That's one major threat just gone. And Dazzling Gleam, sure. I'm going to... Ooh, wow, that's a lot. Oh, it's Life Orb. Okay, yeah. Okay. And I feel like it's special attack photosynthesis as well for that much damage. But you know what? That's okay. Yeah, I'm going to Tachyon Cutter into the Fluttermane, get that thing off the field. And actually, I think Expanding Force might be okay. I think Expanding Force is going to be okay with the Helping Hand. You know what? We're just going to do that. We're going to Helping Hand. We're going to Expanding Force. And yeah, I think that's better than the Tachyon Cutter, and then we get some damage off into Ray. Like, they're going to protect with Flutter, so you know what? Sure. Ray might have went for Indeedee. Like, they might have thought Follow Me was coming out anyways. If they go for... Oh, wow, that's a lot of damage. No, they went for the Iron Crown, which, you know what? I'm going to resist that, which is fine with me. I don't mind resisting that. Maybe they thought I was going to sub. So, or just switch out. Maybe they thought that. I don't really know, but hey, the battle is canceled. We're just going to go with that. Yeah, I think maybe what they might have, when they saw the amount of damage Fluttermane did, I think maybe they thought I was going to switch out Iron Crown and maybe switch in my own Koraidon, so maybe they were hoping to catch me on the Dragon Ascent. That's probably what I'm thinking. But hey, I will definitely take that. Good game to my opponent. Okay, we've got Miraidon and Zamazenta alongside... Ooh, we got Oranguru. Spicy. Okay, we got Oranguru, Ursaluna, Blood Moon, Kingambit, and Volcarona. Now, that's a little bit scary for the Brute Bonnet, but honestly, the Koraidon might have a decent time here dealing with the Kingambit and the Ursaluna. The Zama might be a little bit of trouble, but I mean, I got Lunala, so yeah, that might not be too shabby. So I could also bring my own Ursaluna, and then this way too, Ursaluna could potentially do some decent damage with Headlong Rush. I think what I'm going to do is, I think I'll lead Bonnet and Lunala to try to potentially get Trick Room up. If they have Kingambit, I don't really love that as part of the lead, but I mean, I could always try to Spore the Gambit. We'll bring Koraidon. Actually, you know, Koraidon Bonnet might not be bad as well. Yeah, Koraidon Bonnet might not be bad, but you know, I kind of want to leave Koraidon in the back. We'll bring Ursaluna. We'll leave Indeedee and Iron Crown on the bench here. I know, blasphemous. I'm trying to showcase Iron Crown, but you know, I kind of want to try to see if we can get Brute Bonnet in and have some work done with that. So let's see right here. Now, if I can get a Spore off into Kingambit, awesome. It's going to be Miraidon and Oranguru into my Brute Bonnet and... Okay, I just had a thought too, because at first I was thinking about the Electric Train negating Spore, but that doesn't negate Sucker Punch. So, I mean, getting rid of Sucker Punch, or using Sucker Punch to try to do a little bit of chip damage into Miraidon might not be the worst thing ever. Discharge Telepathy could be really, really bad for me too. But, you know, I think what I'm going to try to do is I think I'm just going to try to Moonblast and Sucker Punch into the Miraidon. So we get a decent chunk right there. Shadow Shield is going to help Lunala here big time. And if Oranguru ran for Trick Room, not the worst case scenario. No, they went Foul Play into Lunala, which is not great, but I mean, that's Sucker Punch at range, so that's not too shabby. And honestly, I think I kind of want to just try to pivot in Koraidon in, and Koraidon wouldn't be the worst case scenario. If they go for damage with Miraidon, I mean, Sucker Punch will knock them out. So if I get Koraidon in and they just go for Foul Play, I mean, Koraidon will resist it, which isn't too bad. And plus, I kind of feel like I might want to save Miraidon for dealing with that Zamazenta. So they're actually going to withdraw Miraidon, so you know what? Sure. Ursaluna Blood Moon comes in here. Maybe Trick Room is coming, which I don't really love, but I mean, I have Seed Bomb that I can do some damage to the Ursaluna with. Koraidon is probably just coming in here to faint now, though. That's the only scary thing about this. Yeah. What I maybe could have did instead was I maybe could have Rage Powdered with Brute Bonnet, but I mean, they left the speed intact for me, which is awesome. So, maybe what I do here, I get in try to get my own Ursaluna in, and I just see how much damage I can try to do this Oranguru. Yeah, I'll just go for a non-Terra Flare Blitz right now, just to see if that's enough. I'll try to preserve Brute Bonnet, and then this way too, if I have Brute Bonnet in Trick Room, I mean, that's great for dealing with Miraidon down the road. And having the Sucker Punch is not the worst case scenario either. And plus, if they did go for Trick Room here and they successfully get it off, I'll get my Ursaluna set up. So, the question is can I knock out Oranguru? I don't, but I have Earthquake. Yeah, I have Earthquake. And there's the Trick Room, which, honestly, my Ursaluna is going to appreciate this. And I'm a very slow Ursaluna, so I should be able to get the Earthquake off and do some pretty big damage to both of these Pokemon. Yeah, I think that's okay. I think I'll just protect Koraidon this turn. Go for the Earthquake. Try to get as much damage off as possible. If I can knock out Oranguru, great. I don't really love Foul Play, but my Ursaluna should be okay. Now, depending on how speed IVs work, I mean, I'm not an exact 0 on my Ursaluna, so there is a very, very slight sliver of a chance they might be able to outspeed me with theirs, but I think I'm safe. Alright, so here comes the Terastallization into the Blood Moon, which is fine. Brute Bonnet should be able to handle this no problem, so. And plus I do still have Lunala in the back, so I'll protect Koraidon here. I'll go for the Earthquake, just try to knock out Oranguru, because I really don't want to see Instruct come out into another Hyper Voice or even a Blood Moon. They might just Blood Moon into my Ursaluna too, which could be very unfortunate, but it's just Hyper Voice, thankfully, so my Ursaluna should be okay. He said, hopefully. Oh yeah, my Ursaluna's fine. Okay. Oh, they're Throat Spray, so I think what I'm going to want is maybe a Facade into them, and then maybe just see what Koraidon can try to do. Yeah. Zama comes out here, which, you know what, that's fine. If they want to go Wide Guard, they can go Wide Guard. I'm just gonna Facade into their Blood Moon, and I'm just gonna see if I can get yeah, I'm gonna see if I can get the Flare Blitz off. Yeah, I think Flare Blitz is the alright move there. So we'll go for the Facade, knock out their Blood Moon. Trick Room is still up too, which is great for my Brute Bonnet. So depending on Electric Terrain turns, like if Miraidon doesn't come in and reset the terrain, I mean, Brute Bonnet can come in and spore that Zama. Yeah. Oh, no, they're going to reset the terrain, which is not great. But, I mean, Lunala's Moongeist Beam should be able to do some decent damage into Zama. And I would love to get that Miraidon off the field. So, yeah. Getting Miraidon off the field is going to be really important. And on the off chance, let's see here. How many turns of Trick Room do we have left? 2. Okay. So Ursaluna is very, very fast right now. I think I Headlong Rush. And I think I move... I think I go for the super effective damage into the Zama. Yeah, okay, they're going to protect, which is fine. Lunala can get this Miraidon off the field, though, with how little HP it has. So that is nice. So then I just try to wail on Zamazenta and do as much damage as physically possible this turn right now. Once Trick Room ends, I mean, I'm kind of in a bad position, but I mean, I got one more turn of it. If they get a double protect, that's very unfortunate. But I'm going to Headlong Rush, and I'm just going to Moongeist Beam into that thing. Guts boosted, Facade plus... yeah, Guts boosted, Facade plus Guts boosted, Headlong Rush plus Moongeist Beam. There we go. I had only had to try to say it 3 times, but yeah. Yeah, okay. Or I should say 3 darn times. But yeah, this should be okay. Yeah, okay. They can't Terastallize, which is nice. They did go for the double protect and didn't get it, so it's go time. All right, there's Headlong Rush. Ho, 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 Ursaluna, you beautiful bear. Good for you. Okay. And Moongeist Beam is going to pick it off right there, so that's awesome. Thank you, Ursaluna. And also, I'm really glad they set up the Trick Room for me. That was so generous of them with setting up Trick Room for Oranguru to enable my bear. That didn't really help their bear too much. My bear did a lot of damage to their bear. Yeah, I mean, my bear basically won the bear fight. Yeah. Anyways, good game to my opponent. Hey, thank you guys so much for checking out this Iron Crown team. Hopefully you guys enjoyed watching it in action. We ended up doing a little bit of everything here. We even benched Lunala for a game, and that actually kind of worked out great. We ended up having a very close loss to Trick Room Miraidon, where unfortunately we just didn't quite have enough steam left in the tank to finish it off, but we were able to just bring that game down to just the Miraidon at the very end. My Lunala was able to underspeed their own in Trick Room and pick up the KO with the Moongeist Beam. Unfortunately, though, I just didn't have anything for that opposing Miraidon in the booster energy. Quark Drive was definitely not doing Iron Crown any favors there, and I'm suspecting, based off the amount of damage I did to it, that it might have been Assault Vested, which, yeah, Iron Crown and Lunala definitely had their work cut out for them in that particular case. But we did play up against a Decorate strategy with Calyrex and Smeargle, and my opponent did put the Iron Crown to sleep, but Brute Bonnet was able to stop the Decorate by redirecting it away with Rage Powder. And for any of you who might have watched Naruto growing up, we essentially got to do a little bit of a Reaper Death Seal. We got that Rage Powder off, we got the Decorate, Calyrex knocked us out, and then Koraidon came in and took out Calyrex before they could go for another Decorate. Especially since Iron Crown woke up and was able to finish off the Smeargle with Tachyon Cutter. So we definitely had that working in our favor. And then we ended up playing against Rayquaza and Terra Fairy Fluttermane, which that Fluttermane did a lot of damage to my Indeedee with that Terra Fairy Dazzling Gleam. Fortunately, though, Expanding Force came in, and Expanding Force did what it needed to do. It knocked out Koraidon, it almost knocked out Rayquaza, and it took half that Fluttermane's HP, which honestly, yeah, it was a pretty good time overall. And then finally, we ended up having Trick Room in our game 4, where my opponent's Oranguru set up the Trick Room, and my Ursaluna just had a fantastic time. We were able to take out their Ursaluna Blood Moon with a Facade. We also got to throw off an Earthquake and do some big damage to the Oranguru that way. And Brute Bonnet even got to Sucker Punch the Miraidon, which honestly, not too shabby. We ended up having Zamazenta in the endgame, and Miraidon, unfortunately, just did not like seeing my Lunala and Ursaluna in Trick Room. My opponent ended up trying to go for that double protect after we got rid of their Miraidon with Zamazenta, and unfortunately, they did not get it. So unfortunately for us, they didn't get it, and we were able to finish them off with Lunala and Ursaluna together. And honestly, Headlong Rush with that Guts boost, man, I still can't get over how much damage that did to the Zamazenta, but overall, the team got to do a little bit of everything. We didn't bring Iron Crown to that 4th game, but we brought it to the other 3, and honestly,
outside of the Trick Room game we lost, I think it did pretty darn well. Now, like I said in the beginning of the intro, this was originally meant to be a spec set, so look forward to that in the future. I'll probably throw this on with Miraidon at some point and see what we can do with Choice Specs Iron Crown as well. Anyways, let me know what you think of the team down in the comments below, and I will see you next time.